Welcome to episode 17 of our Road to 1500. We are currently on 1229 after a few wins in succession. We're going to play a game of 1510 today and see if we can continue our rise towards 1500. I'm going to hit play and see who we get and see what pieces we get. We're playing a 1218 from India. We've got the white pieces again, which is nice. 507 Bhaskar. They have played pawn to e5. We are going to bring our knight out. Okay, they've just brought their pawn to d6. I think we're going to develop our bishop. We are attacking this square here. They've brought their knight down. Now, I'm always slightly wary of knight jumps into here. So just to prevent any of those sorts of shenanigans, I'm actually going to bring this pawn here. I found myself in a bit of trouble with that before. We could actually push f4 at some point, which is quite common in the Vienna. But I think we will start by closing this off. We can create room here. They're probably going to come to try to attack our bishop here. So we can just create a bit of room for it to hide. It's a bit of a slow move, but it's just preparing a safety space for it because we quite like this angle here. We can always bring our knight here. They've actually weakened this square. So so if we play our knight there, they take, we take, they probably bring that there. But that, again, that's quite weakening. I'm going to go for it. They'll probably play the right moves. Okay, that's quite a good move because it gives that bishop that line. So we could take. They are threatening to take. And then I weaken my pawn. I think I have to take. Our opponent is playing very quickly. They do have their queen on quite a nice square now. Now we can develop our knight this way, or we can develop it to here. Right, let's just have a think here. If we bring the bishop here, they take, we take, push, doesn't work. Let's just bring the knight to here. It's defended multiple times. Okay, they're bringing their bishop down to castle. I mean, it's kind of crazy how quickly they are moving, but I think at this stage we probably can castle. So we can do that. Our opponent may castle now as well. Okay, so our opponent brings their knight down. What are they threatening to do? They can come here. We could stop that by pushing this pawn here. It is protected, which seems quite nice. It doesn't really have any other square it can go to. If we push this pawn to here, they might push here. We can push again and then push this one. I don't dislike it. We are advancing our pieces and we are keeping them protected, so that's following certain principles. Okay, let's swing the rook over. We could bring our bishop here, and then if we attack, take, we threaten the queen. I'm not sure what they're preparing to do with that move, but let's try an improving move for our bishop. We could bring the bishop to here. Do we like this diagonal here? It does seem quite nice. I'm going to try it. So we've got our bishops kind of lined up along here. This knight is protecting this square. So this square is protected 3 times. Do we want to start advancing our pawns towards the queen? Push, take. We are threatening the queen. It has to move. They could move the knight in. We take. Do we want to unbalance the center? It weakens our center, but it also weakens their center too. I think actually we need to bear in mind we've got this and it's defending this. So That's important. We could push, take, okay, push. They could just come down and then we're kind of stuck there, but we could further cement this line here. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much longer. I'm just going to bring the queen off the bottom just to connect our rooks and see what our opponent wants to do next. We're in a middle game that is reasonably complex. We've still got a lot of pieces on the board, so it is tricky to kind of devise a real strategic plan at the moment. So let's just see what our opponent does. We've connected our rooks. I think if we play here, our opponent probably won't take because I can take and I'm threatening this, so they'll probably just push. And then they've got 3 connected pawns there. They're bringing the queen into the game for an attack. I do feel like I want to weaken this to open up the center a bit. We take. I think that's maybe too slow doing an attack on this side. Do we really want to open up the center? This is the question. I could play here and then here. No, that doesn't work. What can we do? Bring another rook over to support. This is tricky. This bishop is kind of stopping anything. Okay, they're bringing this bishop over. Take, push, take. Okay, this could be foolish, but I'm going to open up the center because this bishop and queen are formulating some kind of plan against me. Take. I'm going to open up the center. I'm going to attack this knight, and then we can attack this bishop. They'll probably defend. I don't. Okay, interesting. I think we can take that pawn. Our opponent's got twice as much time as us. They haven't even gone below the 15 seconds. I'm going to take that bishop. Okay, so we have to be aware for a revealed attack. We could come over here. We're attacking this. This is defended twice and we're attacking it 3 times. Okay, they've just attacked us. We could come up here. I think I'll bring my queen back down here. It protects this pawn, although that was already protected. Okay, so let's just see what we want to do here. Opponent's still playing super fast. They are progressing their pawns quite effectively. Let's push this one here. I think they have to take. Take. Okay, they're bringing this over, but they could bring that knight into there. I'm just going to take. Let's attack this rook. We've got to try to keep these files. We want to try and dominate these open files. If they move, okay, they've moved the rook off there. So they've got doubled rooks on that file. Maybe we should try to double up ourselves. Take. Let's just add another attacker to this pawn. They might, oh no, they can fork the pieces there, which isn't great. Our opponent has only just got to 15. They're still above, just gone below 15 minutes. So they've played so much quicker than us, but we've tried not to let that intimidate us and just carry on playing our game. Just double up our rooks. So I think we can come up here. If they take, we take, and then take. We can also attack this one. Which one do we attack? So attack the top one. So they could come in here, we just take. Okay, take, and then take. So hang on. Take. Yeah, that's not really a fair trade. Hang on. We can just take that. Take the check. We keep this file. Just close these pawns. We're attacking this. We have 3 minutes left. Our opponent has 15. We have two passed pawns here. They're going to try and come over here, probably. Push. Let's just start pushing this pawn. Let's try and get this pawn promoted. That's probably our best bet. They'll have to think about defending it. Okay, so they can attack that, and I can't attack it. So I just bring this here to defend. Okay, I mean, attacking that, I can just take with the queen. Okay, so that doesn't work, because if they take, check, but I can just step here. I can take that pawn, but that pawn is hanging. I can come here and I'm threatening check. They can take that pawn, but I'm still +2. Check. Step up. Right, that's... So I can defend that square like that, and the rook is pinned. So if they take with the queen, I take. So that's good. This pawn is hanging, I think. Okay, push. Right, I can dislodge this rook now. The rook's pinned. Can we pin it? I think I have to bring that there. Let's check. They have to step back. I take the rook. Check. Okay, that's pinned. We have a passed pawn here. We can take the queen. We just... And our opponent has resigned. Our opponent put us under a lot of pressure there with how quickly they played, but we didn't let them bully us. There was 45 moves that we played in that game. So we played a 74.1. The game pretty much went the whole way. Let's analyze the game. So we played with a 1350. It was our end game that kind of let us down a little bit. Our opening was 90% accuracy, our middle game was 78%, and the end game was only a 58. So lessons to learn from that. But we did play 2 great moves. We've had 3 mistakes. I'm going to look at the key moves, so I won't go through. These are all book moves. We played the Vienna. Okay, so you can see a lot of move. There's a lot of passage of play there to get to that key move, but it was our opponent taking there was a mistake. They should have taken with the knight. Okay, so this was a miss. Oh, so we were already on this file and we could have taken and won a pawn. I think we did actually do that in the end anyway. They moved the bishop away. And we played the best move, plus 0.132 at that point. They played an inaccuracy we took. That was correct. This was good. Best, move back. That was an inaccuracy we took. That was the best move. Taking was excellent, but we could have swung a rook over. Excellent, excellent, good, best. Okay, this was a mistake. We should have moved it to here. Ah. Okay, we missed that. It would have left our pawn hanging if they'd played the right moves. So that was a mistake. Our opponent did that, which was good. We took, which was good. This was a miss, and we took with the best move, so a plus 3.8 now. They took with the queen. We took, that's best. Okay, this was a mistake. And why was it a mistake? They could have brought their rook to that file and then put us in check and got us in some danger. Okay. My thinking was to just close this, strengthen this chain of pawns. We should have brought that rook to that file. This was a miss. We should have brought the rook over to that file. We defended, which was good. We could have swung the king up into there. They doubled up, which isn't going to work because it's defended. We pushed. Oh, because they had this great move. So we missed this tactic. And we moved and they were able to win the pawn, but we came in and took this pawn. The game's actually even at this stage. So even game now. Everything's evened up. They didn't take the pawn. We gave a check. Oh, we could have forced... Okay, so we could have forced a queen trade here. And then because we're +2 up, then probably got our rook behind the pawn to promote it. So we have to remember this. If you're 2 pawns up, you can trade for the end game and get the queens off the board, and we're going to be in a stronger position. We've got a passed pawn here, so we have to remember that. But we played some tricky moves here. I mean, this was a great move, but it was just naturals for protection. This was a mistake because we recognized that if we start pushing the H pawn here, we're going to be able to, this rook is pinned. We're going to be able to trap it. Now they brought that down, but we could just take, which is excellent. They moved this back over. This is excellent. Now that was a miss. They really needed, a mistake rather. They really needed to get their king out the way, which I was worrying about them doing that. Then I was going to probably support this pawn, but this one's then weak. So it wasn't clear. But I play a great move. They're pinned. They bring the queen in, but which means that I can't take the rook with the pawn, but I'm able to take the rook with my queen and win the queen and the rook for my queen. And it's game over at this point because we have a passed pawn. We still have a rook on the board. We can just swing it over and there's no way that king's going to get over there. So very pleased with that. We're up to 1238. We're one game away from a new peak. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, comment if you want to join the conversation, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers. Bye.